Right, it has to be said, I have a statement, it is right, it is true, and you can't deny it. The definitive first-person shooter game is on the market right now. And that game, my friends, is Doom Eternal. Roll the clip. Doom Eternal was released in 2020, however it was delayed for months from November 2019 until 2020 in March. As many of you may know, the Doom franchise is synonymous with creating the modern shooters that you or I play today, whether that be Call of Duty, Titanfall, Battlefield, and many others. And I just think it's so great that the original Doom games thought to innovate the genre, which is why I kept my eye on Doom Eternal's release date, as I did enjoy the 2016 Doom reboot of sorts, but perhaps id Software could innovate the first-person shooter genre with the Doom IP once more. Now this is going to be a slightly strange story, so please stick around, but when I am interested in a game, I will generally watch news videos and updates surrounding that specific game. I have done it with Fallout 76, which I certainly tried to convince myself was good, and most recently I have done it for Doom Eternal. I keep up to date with all of the news and leaks, even though I didn't have the game at that point. Anyways, that's just me telling you a little story about my life and experience surrounding Doom Eternal, that I just endlessly watched YouTube videos surrounding news updates, and not wasting my time whatsoever. Doom Eternal always proves to me that there is nothing as perfect as its movement system. Doom Eternal is really one of those games that you love to traverse around, as each level complements Doom Eternal's fast and aggressive movement system, especially as you dash from one ledge to another and then grapple onto a pole only to jump to another ledge. I generally find the traversal in level design to be tedious, especially in more open world games, but as a completionist I am, I did push through and gathered every collectible that I could. I do find it quite satisfying how well the movement is intertwined and complements the gunplay of Doom Eternal. It just feels so right, as if it was meant to be. For those who are not too familiar with the way that Doom Eternal's movement system works, let me just catch you up to speed. The movement system is basically a part of your armory. Where you move is integral to the way you pursue a combat situation, as generally with Doom, you will have to play the aggressor to get past a group of tough enemies or even a boss. You can't even really think of playing passively. But if you're feeling like perhaps you are getting overwhelmed, you do have the option to dash back, ensuring that you have a clear shot on an enemy's specific weakness, like the Arachnatrons with their tails, and even the Cacodemons, where you should try and shoot them in their mouths when they are open with a grenade blast from your shotgun or just your standard grenade. Or at least that worked out for me anyway. Your strategies could be completely different to mine and are probably better, but we'll keep going with it. In addition to the movement system being an extra weapon in your inventory, the environment is just as important as your arsenal, as the way that you play and traverse an area of combat, or just any area in general, can make the difference in difficulty for the player. And if you don't use some of the environmental tools, then you most likely will never find some of the secrets or collectibles, such as vinyls, extra lives, toys, upgrades, and various other secrets. When in a combat scenario, the movement system and environment work together, allowing you to jump from a high place and swing over to a ledge and then grab a pillar. And I get it, it doesn't sound that exciting when I say it like that, but the moment-to-moment gameplay feels absolutely fantastic, and it's just such a shame that I can't translate this properly into video format. And it is also so great how not only the environment looks amazing, but how the environment is a core part of the game. It's not just set dressing as the player moves to a new part of the level, no. it is very clear that the movement system was a core focus of the development team at id Software when creating Doom Eternal. One thing about certain video games that I really appreciate is weapon variety in general. If a game can give the player the agency to pursue a situation however they want, then I am all down for that. And a part of this player agency means that you never really feel too restricted in your choice in your arsenal. As in Doom Eternal, you can be at any range and have a viable way to get out of a situation, or stay in a combat scenario and just use your super shotgun in close range, or your plasma rifle in a long distance fight. In addition, you also can utilize grenades, which with enough of an upgrade can now be grenades that freeze enemies in place. And if you run out of shields, you will be fine, you can just flamethrower a group of enemies and then gain shields from them. Another thing that I think Doom has really done right, and it's only a brief thing so it shouldn't take too long to talk over, but I really love how all of the equipment you have is on screen with you. Yes, you bring it up in a weapon wheel, it blurs the screen, but you're not brought to a game menu. Instead, you're still in the present moment-to-moment gameplay. And heck, even if you want to swap out your weapon mod for another, you can now just press up on the D-pad and change your weapon without even having to see a pause menu. Doom Eternal, I must say, also has great enemy variety. In Doom Eternal, you always have to make sure that the weapon you are using is up to the task depending on the specific enemy. Because a shotgun isn't exactly going to make a dent in any enemy that is over 20 feet away from you. And so, a shotgun in that scenario is just not going to work. And due to this, it means that you have to always swap weapons. Honestly, like you don't stop. It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop. And so you just keep swapping and changing your weapons like constantly, especially due to the fact that you are always on the move, therefore ensuring that there are no safety net weapons. Although I did often just use the plasma rifle until I ran out of ammo, and then I'd have to use another weapon, and just wait until I found more ammo for the plasma rifle. Right, I'm coming up with another weird analogy here. So fighting in Doom Eternal is like a dance. You really need to understand how your enemies move. And the enemies in Doom Eternal are not mindless AI, they will literally kick your ass on higher difficulty settings. And so when you are in a combat scenario with a group of enemies, unless you put on your dancing shoes and move, you could be well and truly wiped out. However, this is honestly, and I'm not even lying to you here, there is honestly nothing more satisfying than Doom Eternal's moment-to-moment gunfights. They are beautiful. I felt a massive rush of adrenaline in any fight that I felt outnumbered or outgunned, and there is nothing like beating a challenge room with the smallest bit of health and ammo left. And it's this type of stuff in Doom Eternal which will have you chugging Monster energy drinks until the early hours of the morning. Oh, this isn't mine. I don't know how it got on the desk. I mean, it's not mine. Somehow it managed to land itself on the desk, and I don't know why. But it's not mine, and certainly not sponsored by Monster Energy. No, seriously, it's not. It's not sponsored by anyone. No one sponsors me. Another big factor that makes Doom Eternal a brilliant first-person shooter is your weapons and upgrades. Now, these aren't just your standard silencers, laser sights, or extended mags. No, these weapon upgrades change the core mechanics of that weapon you choose to upgrade. For example, the combat shotgun can be turned into an automatic weapon, therefore completely changing how it can be used. As with these multiple weapon upgrades, you can create an individual playstyle as the weapons you choose to upgrade are catered to how you wish to play. Whether you choose an aggressive weapon upgrade or a slightly less aggressive upgrade. Doom Eternal allows you to make these decisions, and although these attachments may not sound really exciting to you, I mean, they should do, I mean, I am quite the charmer, but in generic modern shooters, you don't really get any significant upgrades, just a new weapon sight or something insignificant. And either way you look at it, it is very hard to deny how much Doom Eternal's 2-lane upgrade system makes an impact on the gameplay as a whole. With all of the combat, movement systems, and collectibles, Doom Eternal feels very retro. And what I mean by this is it feels very classic in its presentation. I would not have questioned you if you said to me back in 1993 when Doom 1 was released, not that I would have been alive anyways, but if I was alive back in 1993 and you showed me Doom Eternal without telling me it was a Doom game, I would have known. For me, it has kept that gliding movement system that has made the Doom franchise one of the most smoothest and satisfying when it comes to gameplay and traversal. Doom Eternal is a fantastic game with brilliant moment-to-moment gameplay, and when you're not gunning down a massive horde of enemies, you are solving environmental puzzles to get to the next area. I think it is so wonderful how id Software were able to meld these two ideas together, as the puzzles are really fun and enjoyable, and the gunplay is not matched by any other first-person shooter out there right now on the market. And you know what? I love Doom Eternal. I think its gunplay, gameplay mechanics, movement system, upgrade system, collectibles, everything about Doom Eternal I think is absolutely fantastic. I think it's a brilliant first-person... Actually, scrap that. It's not a brilliant first-person shooter. It's the definitive first-person shooter. And honestly, no one could change my opinion on that. I'm sorry if you have any disagreements in the comments section below. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, then feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification button so you don't miss another upload from me. So thank you and goodbye.